your own view of the outcome of the presidential election?
Sad, unfortunate, tragic. All promises that were made, dashed, failed, hopes dashed. On a Wednesday before that Saturday, we attended the signing ceremony in which the INEC chairman so bravely spoke and in which Mr. President also spoke. We should have known better. We always know better. But when you are dealing with authority, you have, and you're a law-abiding citizen, your only option is to continue to have hope. Well, we've been having hopes for 8 years now. Promise after promise was failed. They promised beavers will work on Wednesday. They switched it off on Saturday. They promised electronic transmission on Wednesday. They failed it on Saturday. Mr. President said all he could, but all we have to do is to look at their antecedents and just come out and say the truth. These are people who just practically do not even know what they are promising. They promised better security for Nigeria. 8 years now have not been able to. Better economy, no. Fight corruption. Nigeria is the most corrupt era for Nigeria now. And therefore, if they failed to deliver the credible elections that they promised, it should come as little wonder to us. However, they are still calling it a credible election, which reinforces my belief that, clinically speaking, they don't even know what they're doing. They just say things in the air. Credibility, they have honor, they have zero honor, they say they have honor. They force people to say that they are leaving behind a legacy. What legacy are you leaving behind with all the poor state that Nigeria is in? That is my view. But let's keep that aside and go to what is really facing Nigeria now, if you would. Can I go ahead?
Yeah. Just, I'd like to just get one or two things off the table. You mentioned this. It looks to me that you generalize the issues. But Nigerians would like to know in what areas that you have your disappointment about the process. Is it with INEC? Is it with the beavers? Did the beavers work, or was it the IRF? Because a lot of people will say maybe the beavers worked, but the IRF, the transmission of result, was the problem. Where do you think that the promises did not match the performance?
The arrogant INEC chairman and the incompetent president of Nigeria, I'm very, very sorry to say. The chairman should not have engaged in what he did. At the height of administrative rascality and official arrogance, sneak in the hour of 4 a.m., arrogate himself the power to interpret a section of the Constitution that needs no interpretation. Section 134 comes already interpreted, and recklessly proceed to declare and issue a certificate of return. And our dear Mr. President, who is probably paying back a promise that Tinubu extracted from him way back in 2014, when they added their money and their votes for him to become president of Nigeria way back then. And now they reminded him, you promised to give it back to us. And he has no choice than maybe, well, they promised, okay, give it to them. He could not stand for righteousness. And it is clear, with this our president, anything can go, and you can give it a different name. These are the places I'm disappointed in. But I really, really want us to come to what is facing Nigeria now, if you may.
Absolutely. Let's go ahead and, but of course,
there are two.
Your party, just for a moment,
Mm-hmm.
your party had gone to court petitioning the outcome of that election. What are your expectations? And I'm asking this because your party came third. So in that sense, what are the hopes and aspirations of your party and your principal and yourself? What do you think will come out of that election? What are your prayers?
It's good we always finish qualifying what we're saying. When you say we came third according to the results released by INEC, yes. In reality, we came first with the data, with the collated results on IREV and with our agents and everything that we have.
Have you collated that?
We
on
have.
your own?
Yes.
You've tabulated it?
Yes.
And what are the figures telling you?
We won the election.
INEC declared 6 million plus for you.
Yes, but
and,
we got the highest number of votes.
By how many votes?
It's in the region of 8 million, but when the lawyers are handling that, I don't want to give a figure right now. We came first, so just to correct you, whatever we say is good, we fully clear it. Yes, we've gone to court, and the lawyers are handling it. What is facing Nigeria now? Nigeria is officially in a state of constitutional crisis. We're not realizing that yet.
What do you mean by that?
Thank you. A certificate of return has been issued to a so-called president-elect unconstitutionally. There are therefore two meanings, two interpretations, and two understandings of the declaration made. One is that one by INEC. One is that one of the people. When I said of the people is whoever can read section 134 of the Constitution and take a position, then we are entitled to our own view of what crisis is facing Nigeria now. The certificate of return issued to Alhaji Tinubu is a dud certificate. It is one certificate that breaches the provisions of section 134. Therefore, the requirements to be declared as president-elect have not been met by Tinubu Shetima ticket. The declaration, therefore, as it stands now, as far as the people of Nigeria who choose to adopt the literal, clear, interpreted meaning of section 134 is concerned, there is really no president-elect.
All right. So let's clarify.
Yes.
So section 134 suggests and puts to Nigeria.
Does not suggest, provides.
Yeah, provides what Nigerians should think about when they are electing a leader and the office of the president, and it talks about.
No, Seun, you're wrong. You're wrong. It's not what they should say when they are electing a leader. Section 134 stipulates who to be declared an issued certificate of return. It is only that candidate that has scored the highest number of votes and at least 25% in each in at least two-thirds of the states of the Federation and the Federal Capital Territory.
All right.
Remember,
so I thought you were going to say something different from what I was going to read.
No. Each and now it is very clear Tinubu does not have 25% in the FCT. We denied him. We got 61%. Atiku does not have 25% in the FCT. We denied both of them. By the clear, unambiguous provision of the Nigerian Constitution, which must not be breached, Tinubu has not satisfied the requirement to be declared president-elect. Accordingly, there is no president-elect for Nigeria now. I repeat, accordingly, there is no president-elect for Nigeria at the moment because the declared one violates the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And I know what I'm saying. The Constitution is there in your presence, is available. Everybody is reading it as I speak. I'm not therefore behaving illegally or unconstitutionally. To the contrary, I am supporting constitutionality. It is in fact better for the powers that be to go and create additional 6% out of thin air and rig it back to Tinubu and therefore swear him in on 25% than to go ahead and take the risk of swearing in a so-called